Okay, welcome back to Highfleet. We're going to do something a bit risky today because we identified at the end of our last episode that there isn't a missile carrier group here. And I think this is an excellent opportunity to take this out. We need to be really careful because there is the Titan, or the Titan strike group is up here, and I'm pretty sure VARYAG is somewhere around here. So what I want to do is to have a very quick strike where we will attempt to do as much damage as we can to this strike group using missiles and bombers, and then try and run in with our lightnings to finish it off with loot, and then everything else is going to fade back down south towards the city of the hidden people. If I've got time, we're also going to refit the Sevastopol and Zero Sum in this episode, but I might have to delay that slightly because I want to get this strike done as quickly as possible, and a lot of the gear that I need for this strike is unfortunately located with this team here, because if we check in the ship group works, they've got the engines that I need to refit the Sevastopol. One thing I want to do is just quickly sort out some of the issues we've got with this ship right now. So I'm just going to grab some hull parts. It looks like they're missing one of these here. Oh, guys, no, it's one of the micro parts. I don't mind losing that part going there. So it's missing this here, and it looks like it's missing a single in the middle here, and then two side parts there, which I think were originally used for escape pods. Now the ship has no escape pods. It's not quite the same, is it? These are actually... It's actually these parts here. I forget that the game kind of rounds them off like that. We're going to remount a Zenith here as well. I can also is it right click on these to mark them for repair? No, that removes them. I just want to mark them for repair. I've not done the individual repairs before. I've usually just relied on the repair slider. Nothing else here I'm too worried about. I could add some escape pods, but there are none available to me. So we'll just do this repair. This is fine for 3.5 hours because it's going to take about this much time for the rest of my ships to get over here. And we can now call this the Lone Badger. This is the Lone Badger build. So don't have to worry about it. Keep rolling back over to the old build. We actually need a little bit more crew looking at this. We maybe lost a crew compartment. We could probably fly with just a little bit under on crew. I think the Lightning in general is undercrewed. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. We might not be able to fly it as well. So that's the them getting repaired. They've got 3 hours to get repaired. It's going to take 4.5 hours for them. That's fine. What I want to do now is I want to send this... you've got enough fuel to get to the Hidden City, people? Surely you've got enough fuel. Let's just see. I want to send them to the City of the Hidden People to refuel. I want to get these guys refueling while the repairs are going on so that they have enough fuel to get all the way up to Tushan, where we're going to get prepared for the strike. And then we're going to send out the Wasp, which is a top speed of 440. The the Great Evil King, which is a speed of 207, which is a little bit frustrating. And the Fennec, which is a speed of 330. And we're going to use the Fennec here. The Fennec, if just while we're waiting, we jump into the City of the Hidden People and have a look. The Fennec has mounted on top of it a MR12 FCR tracking radar. It's a fire control radar. I can use this radar. It only has a 400 kilometer range, so it's quite short. But I can use the radar on the Fennec to guide my missiles in more accurately than if they're using their own radar guidance. So what I'm planning to do is bring the Fennec within 400 kilometers of the city, turn its radar on just long enough to guide the radars in, then turn it off and get it to fly out of there. And the reason I'm going to use this ship to do it is A, it's fast, B, it's equipped to shoot down cruise missiles. So if, for whatever reason, I have the radar on for too long and the team up here, what's the name, Outlaw, actually fires back with missiles before they're destroyed, it can defend itself. We're not sending the longbow because I don't think the longbow is going to get up here quickly enough. I mean, the longbow does have a top speed of 159. It's very slow. It's soon going to be the slowest ship in my fleet because I'm going to be aiming to get the Sevastopol up to 200 speed if I can. So we're just waiting for the repairs to finish in these various locations. They're refueling. As soon as this tanker lands, what I'm going to do is just refuel everybody, and we're going to start working on getting enough fuel in the tanks to get them up to Tushan. Now, I'm really low on cash, but I'm going to sell some stuff to make some money. And I'm hoping to make a lot of money from this attack as well. I'm hoping there's enough fuel there actually to get this fleet up north. Let me just check what I've got for sale here, because I want to just free up a little bit of cash, and I do have some stuff available to me. I'm going to sell these Fab 500. There's not going to be a lot, but I'm not going to be using bombs. I'm not good enough with bombing. I'm going to keep all my missiles for now. I've got a ton of armor parts here I'm not too worried about. That's given us $1,000 in cash. That's something. What does this fleet over here have? They have, we check the ship works. I don't think they've got much. No, they've got nothing to sell. And the fleet up here had just looted some guns that we can sell to make a little bit more money, just so we've got enough fuel. I'm not too worried about selling these molots. but I've got 3 mullets. I'll sell 2 of them. That's giving me 9,000. I'll hang on to 1 of them for refit purposes. I don't really want to worry too much about 130mm. The zero sum is looking at 180mm ammo, just so it's got enough of a bang for its buck. So we're waiting on repairs here. We're waiting on refueling here. Let's just check how far they can get right now. So I want Skylark, I want the Fennec, and I want the Wasp, and I want the Great Evil King. If I just fully fuel them, they can get to Tushan now. So I'm going to send them out now, and that's them on the way to Tushan. Wait a minute, did I fuel them correctly? Yeah, they did, okay. I just want to definitely make sure they can make it, because sometimes you just have fuel disappear from you when someone actually gets it. Because it took them 9 hours to get here, which is a little bit frustrating. But I don't need to worry too much, because I just need to wait for them to get into missile range. We've got 1.3 hours left on the repairs here, which was, again, a big mistake on my part. Top speed is down to 400 with this fleet. I might not be able to include them in this attack. What I want to do while we're waiting is I want to take the Dreams of Issy. Remember, they've got a 1,500 kilometer range on their Elint, so let's just do that around this city here. So technically they should be picking them up now, but Elint is funny, and I probably want to bring them in about halfway along the way. So I'm just going to get the Dreams of Issy. It's got enough fuel to get out and repair it. I'm just going to put them here. And I just want to see if they're picking anything up in Elint when they get out there, while the Lone Badger continues to repair. So they should be flying off. The game's still paused right now. And I'm scrambling for a really quick strike here. I'm not going to start doing the refit on the Sevastopol because the components I need are actually currently located on this Lightning, which is because it's the one that was left behind. We're not picking up anything on Elint, but it may just be that this fleet doesn't have active radar right now. They may have the radar turned off, or they may not have active radar. But if anything with active radar gets in range, we'll pick it up with the Dreams of Issy. And I want them out of the city so that if they are detected by radar or whatever, the city isn't what the enemy are targeting. And they have enough fuel to fly back to the city if they need to. These guys are almost finishing repairing, so that's our next job, is to get them on the way north. 2 hours, well, 0.2 hours at 20 minutes, 0.1 hours, 0.0 hours. We'll see how long it takes them to get up here. We may run out of time, to be honest. As soon as I've got the range for it, I'm going to start flying bombers up to this location. This is really going to have to happen at speed. So let's just check the range on our bombers. We're still not in range, so we just have to wait a bit longer. I'm going to send them out in groups of 2, and we're going to evac them so they don't get hit by anti-air missiles. What I'm hoping to do is use the A100 missiles that I have here in the Great Evil King when it gets there. What I may actually do is, when I've got a bit closer, I may detach the Wasp on its own, because it has enough fuel to fly here right now. But I want to wait till a bit closer because I want to make sure everybody has enough fuel. And I just want to make sure that we get this attack off. I don't want to waste our time and miss this fleet. This is the downside of not using radar. I don't have my radar turned on right now. Just to remind you, I do have radar in this light fleet. There is radar on the Fennec, but it is only a 400 kilometer range radar. So actually, while we're waiting, let's just draw a 400 kilometer ring around the city as well, because this is how close the Fennec is going to have to be to guide in those missiles. So it's quite a close distance. But he just needs to be on the edge of it, turn his radar on, and he'll be able to guide those missiles in. This group is making good time. This group is ready to go. The Lightning is fully repaired. There definitely weren't any engines for sale here, were they? There's RD-51s, but there's no DR-30. Oh, he's actually got his engines back. No, it was the other one that was lacking the engines. That's right. It's the Rooster. All right. So I'm going to try and calm down a little bit, but I always get excited when we're on the prospect of a big strike. So I want to just get on top of that. We're just going to wait a couple of seconds. I'm very tempted to fast forward, but actually it's better not to do that right now, because I want to keep an eye out for the things I need to keep an eye out for are Elint pings off of the Dreams of Issy, and any radio signals that are coming in as well. So we're just going to wait for everybody to catch up. So we've got our strike fleet composed of the remaining Lightning and the Lightning Skylark, and then we've got our support fleet coming in here as well. Now the Fennec, it might be a tricky one. I might actually get the Fennec to meet up with the Dreams of Issy so it's got enough fuel to get out if it needs to. Let's check our range again. We're getting close enough that we can start thinking about sending planes out. The planes are almost in range, so we're going to prepare our first airstrike. We're going to send them in with 122mm rockets. The reason being, they can fire the rockets from further out and get out if they need to. And also, if they happen to hit the place and there aren't any big ships available, then they're going to hit the garrison. So we just launched our first fighters. I'm actually going to launch another wave of fighters behind them. And I'm going to launch another wave of fighters behind them so that my fighters have time to repair and rearm before they go out on bombing runs. So we're just launching all of our fighters just now. These are going to be our initial scouts. They've got a long flight ahead of them, but they've actually got less distance to come back to. So I could have sent them out earlier if you consider the fuel usage. Because the Wasp is heading towards them, they could have returned and come back. Okay, cool. We've had our lightning now land. Now, I don't think I've got enough time for it, but let's very quickly check and see if we've got enough time to repair the engines on the Rooster. I would really like to do that if I could. Because if I do a repair order on it now, it's going to add those engines in. It's going to take 4.7 hours. I'm trying to decide if it's worth that time. If it's worth the time to do that. If we land it first, there is a 76 repair bay there. Let's see how much faster that gets putting it into that repair bay. The reason I want those two engines on are for combat because you can use them to boost upwards very quickly to dodge over rockets, but they're also good for interception because they massively increase the thrust to weight ratio of the ship, and they mean that it can get into combat and away from danger much faster. So we've got touchdown, we've got a 76% speed repair bonus. Let's see how fast we repair now. It's going to take 2 hours. I'm going to do it. And we're just going to remember to rename this Rooster. Do we actually have any Zeniths available to us? Yeah, we'll put the one Zenith we've got on this ship as well, just so that it has a little bit more punch as well. We need the extra punch here, really. So that's going to take 3 hours. I think that's okay, because these guys are still, how far away? They're still 3 hours away, and I don't want to launch any lightning attacks until I'm a lot more certain about what's going on. Let's just check the range on the Fennec. The Fennec, the Fennec has no fuel range at all. Let's get this Skylark back into town. It's not picking up anything on Elint. And then it's gonna escort the Fennec when it gets into town. And we'll just wait for our planes to come in. Now, the thing we have to watch out for is evacuating our planes if missiles are launched at them. That's something I missed on my last airstrike was I didn't launch these, I didn't evacuate as soon as possible, and I lost planes I didn't need to. We've got these guys we're probably in missile range now. It's okay, they're heading for a city. They should have enough fuel to make it, they do. Let's just check our range on our KH-15. It's in range as well. So I'm going to wait and see if the planes actually detect the strike fleet. If they do, I'm going to launch rockets. So let's prepare for that. Here comes the first airstrike. This is going to set off the silent strike alarm as well. We can no longer silent strike after this, but I'm fine with that. Let's just quickly, before this hits, I want to check my fuel. Oh, I can't land a ship that's in the air. I want to check my fuel status over here. I want to make sure we've got fuel in these ships. So let's just get a whole ton of fuel bought, so everyone who's landing is just refueling as soon as they can. Let's get enough fuel for what's here at the moment to get quite far, because I don't want people stranded here without fuel. Okay, here's our... It looks like the strike fleet is here. You can see these big ships at the bottom. They're here. Let's just keep our eyes out for anything that looks like an R9 rocket coming in. That's one kill. One kill confirmed. They're going to get out fine. Okay. I don't actually think we're going to need to worry as much as that because these guys are on the ground right now. They're not going to get in the air before the next two airstrikes come in. We'll just wait for this airstrike to finish. We're going to pause the game as soon as we can. And then, now, we know there's no active radar in Tushan. So the KH-15P that is mounted on the Great Evil King is not going to be any use in this attack because it's not got any radar to home in on. So we're just going to launch a KH-15. We're going to launch it to about here to make sure that it catches the garrison if they take off. We're going to launch that rocket now. So... I wanted to make a bit more drama about launching the airstrike, but I just wanted to get on it. So we've already launched it, but you can imagine everyone's scrambling to their fighters to get out. Now we're going to prepare our rocket launcher, and we're going to launch. So we've got a rocket launch away as well. Rocket launch detected. Second airstrike's coming in now. While this alarm timer is ticking down, all these ships are going to be on the ground and unable to defend themselves. That's why you want to try and space your attacks out quite close. They're going to take out, it looks like a slugger. Probably not going to get the kill on that, no. But they've exploded the ammo and done a lot of damage. We want to do as much damage as we can here before we have to get the lightnings engaged. I think that ship's in a very bad situation, judging by the amount of damage it's taken. Okay, incoming now is our third airstrike. So far, we haven't suffered any casualties, and we're only using 122mm rockets, which we have a lot of. Let's see which target they're going for. This, I think it's not a slugger, it's that other ship that I can't remember the name of. Still haven't destroyed it, unfortunately, but they've done a lot of damage. That's some of the escort, by the looks of it, taken out. Okay, this is exciting. All right, so we're on to the next wave of this attack. We're out of fighters. They need to go back, repair, and we need to rearm and refuel, which will take a bit of time. But that's okay. Is the Fennec in range to jump ahead? It is. Well, we might as well wait now. I don't need to send the Fennec ahead now that I think about it. The Lightnings are just sitting and chilling. The planes are coming back. I'm going to take, as soon as it's in range, I'm going to take a Skylark and the Fennec to sit somewhere around here within the 400 kilometer range of the town so that we can start using our A100s. And we're going to refit the Great Evil King with 2 A100s as soon as we can. In the meantime, we have a missile coming in. This will get us our latest intelligence on what's happening here. And we have planes coming in to land on the Wasp. It's not time to engage with my Lightnings yet. But what I might actually do, now that we've got the fuel for it and the repairs are done, I'm going to send the Dreams of Issy, the Lone Badger, and the Rooster over here so that they can fly in and attack when it is time. And they've got more than enough fuel for that, I believe. They should have so much fuel. I can't see. Oh, yeah. That puts them in the inner fuel. Let's just top them up a little bit more. That's their return fuel range. And we're just going to put them here. And they're going to sit in the desert there. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. That also means that this has left behind all of the... Okay, here comes the rocket strike. They've got a lock. It's coming in. The garrison... Look, it looks like it's only the garrison left now. It looks like only the garrison is left. That means that the attack fleet has possibly left Sadie. If we didn't get them on this bearing, the missile came in from here, they may be heading west. Or they may be heading north. They're probably heading north. They're probably retreating. So, what we're maybe going to do is... How much fuel do these guys have? They've got enough fuel to head north of the city. I should have sent them here. I want to see if we can run into the attack group. We're much faster than them. I want to see if we can catch them fleeing north. Meanwhile, the Great Evil King is about to land. Once that lands, I'll send the Fennec up, and we're going to start flicking the radar on and off on it to try and locate these ships as well. We're hunting these guys now. Okay, they're about to land. Just waiting for them to land. Cool. I was waiting for it to assemble into one fleet, and I want to basically use the ship that has the fuel in it. Okay, so I want the I want the Fennec and a Skylark to fuel up. They haven't got enough other fuel here, have they? I actually don't need the Wasp or the Great Evil King to fly any further forward. So let's take both Skylarks with us, just so we've got it's even less fuel, because it's less efficient. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the Skylark and one of these ships to the edge of their travel distance here. We're then going to buy more fuel in town here, and we're going to send the second Skylark out with a full tank of fuel when it gets the fuel. I'm just going to buy all the fuel they've got. I don't want ships to be stranded in the desert. So these guys are heading north. I need to be aware of their range. They can't sit too far north. The other thing I want to do, while I remember, is come in here, and I want to refit the Great Evil King. Now, I'm not going to use the A100s because I don't think I'm going to have the range. These have a very short range, these missiles. They only have a range of 400 kilometers. But I don't have any KH-15, so we're actually going to have to equip A100s. I'm going to unequip this KH-15P. It's no use to me. And I'm going to equip this... Oh, I've accidentally removed the hull part. Let's just undo that because I don't want to have to spend the time. Oh, interesting. Cancel. Now I want to undo. What am I doing? Undo. Okay. We want to get the missile, not the hull component. And we'll fit 2 A100s. Now, the Great Evil King is going to have to go north with the second Skylark once it's finished repairing, which will take 2 hours. And hopefully we can catch them. So switching to these guys. Nothing on Elint. What I'm hoping is that we will catch Outlaw heading north. They only have speed, I think, 90. We're actually going to buzz the town as well with our visual scanning radius to see if we spot them. We'll know if we spot them because we'll end up with 2 diamonds rather than 1 diamond, but I think they're flying north. We're also covering a decent amount of the westerly distance as well. So let's see what we see here. If they're not here, I might just hit the town. Okay, someone is radioing about a position. Oh my goodness. Outlaw is a missile carrier group, isn't it? It's not a trade fleet. No, Outlaw is a missile carrier group. I think they're still here. Yeah, Outlook, speed 0, repair 9.9 hours. Alright, well, I don't want to hit them yet, but at the same time, if we do... No, we're going to flee south, and the reason we're going to flee south is that might pull them south, because I want to fire more rockets at them first. So, who's this? This is my Skylark and my Fennec. That's fine. You guys just need to get inside this bubble now. We know where they are. So when I fire my A100s, I've got range for them. 1.4 hours left here. I want to attack with the lightnings right after. The lightnings are now out of range, so we'll just land them here. See if have we got, I think we've probably got one rocket launch. No, we haven't even got one rocket installed yet. I'm a bit wary about keeping these guys sitting on the ground. How are we doing for planes? They are still not ready. We are going to hit this town with the lightnings very soon. I'm very wary about leaving these guys sitting still in the desert because I don't want them to get hit by a cruise missile. So I'm actually just going to move them around. I don't want them to be attacked on the ground, which is what will happen. The Fennec is now coming into radar range of Sadie, so we'll be able to guide the A100s in accurately. The A100s have now, one has been loaded, so this is the range on the A100s. As soon as we've finished fueling up and repair in 40 minutes, I maybe caught this too tight. I don't think the Great Evil King will be fast enough for this. 0.2 hours, come on. 0.1 hours, come on. 0.0 hours. Okay, so the Great Evil King should have 2 missiles. It's still only showing us 2 missiles. Great Evil King and the Skylark are going to join up with the Fennec. If I click the right button, just nice and calm. They're going to fly up there. They should have enough fuel. Okay, we've got IRST confirmed. That means that the thermal scanner on this Skylark, which is this down here, has detected thermal signatures. I can't see. Oh no, there's a spike here. You might not be able to see it on the YouTube video. There's a tiny spike in the circle around here. So we have thrusters somewhere in this area to our east. Let's just buzz them with this fleet. See what we can see. We're gonna hit them with the A100s, and then we're gonna attack with lightnings. Yeah, there's definitely something here on the right. Definitely. You can see the little dots appearing as well on my thermal scanner here. Let's see what we can see. It's probably the fleet. See, I can't see the thermal signatures anymore. I've lost them. That's okay. We're waiting for this ship to be in range. No destination, that's fine. How are you doing for fuel? You're getting a bit low on fuel, but if we win this engagement, that's fine. I'm just going to let you land for now. I'm very worried about your fuel. It uses a lot of fuel to take off and land, actually. That's something I've never taken into account before. We're just waiting for this guy to get into range. I'm very worried that when I turn the radar on, they're not going to be there anymore. I've taken too long for this engagement. But we need to get the A100s in range. It's very important. We're just waiting for the A100s. I might actually need to get this fleet just a little bit further north than it's going to be. We're going to turn the radar on first to make sure that they're there. Actually, no, we'll just buzz them with the lightnings first. You'll see how fast these missiles are. So we'll send the lightnings into buzz to determine that they are there. And we can actually use the visual range of the lightnings to guide these missiles in as well, but I'd rather show you how I can piggyback on the radar. Usually I wouldn't have to get this close with the Great Evil King. Let's see what we can see. Outlaw are still here. Are they? Yep, speed 0. They've been repairing, which is a bit unfortunate. It's taken me too long to instigate this attack. So now we should be in A100 missile range. We're just outside. I'm just going to let them get a little bit closer. Yeah, they should be in range now. That's close enough. So we'll launch one missile away. Look how fast they are. Second missile away. Second missile away. I haven't launched it yet. Oh, it's launching. It's just launched. Where's my missile? Game, where's my missile? So if we turn the radar on here, we're not in range. Crap. We need to be in range of this. So let's get the Fennec, these guys north. Where's my second missile? My first missile is coming in. My first missile has locked. My first missile has locked on my own fleet, which it was not supposed to do because the radar was supposed to reveal it. I need to get them to... Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, this is an absolute disaster. Where are they? Okay, we managed to shoot it down, but that was a disaster. That was not what's supposed to happen. They need to be north of here so that the missiles aren't hitting them. Where's my second A100? There it is. It's coming in. All right, we're not going to be able to use the radar on the Fennec, but ideally, this circle should have been covering this town, which meant the missile would not have attacked by lightnings. It would have gone straight in on the enemy. Do we have planes ready? If we've got planes ready, I'm going to send in the planes. Otherwise, we're just going to attack. Planes ready. Planes are not ready. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this. Let's see what the A100 does. The A100 is locked onto the right target this time. We can turn the radar off here so they don't get attacked. And these two fleets can just combine and then head south. Let's see if this A100 does anything. It's slow on the tactical map, but it's very, very fast. I got destroyed. Oh well. Let's see what we can do with an attack now, because they're just screaming that we're attacking them. No, sorry, you guys head here. Lightning and you attack here, and you kind of have no choice. You have to attack. Yeah, it's okay. We do have enough feel for this fight. You are attacking, right, or you're landing? You need to attack. Let's see what we can do. To be honest, they must have. Yeah, it is a missile carrier group. We've got the Eagle has nearly run out of missiles. Looks like they didn't have any strategic missiles, which is interesting. We just have to do some missile dodging. So they've got no armor at all. So we're going to go with Prox Fuse, and I'm going to use. I'm going to just try my laser on the Rooster as well. I want to attack this town. So they're on the ground. No, they're up in the air. There's one down. We just got to watch out for all these missiles. And the shots, obviously. These guys will have zeniths. Taking a bit of a hit on the old Lone Badger here. There's one down. We'll just come up. We'll dodge around. It looks like the bigger ship got destroyed or has left. Oop, we just crashed into the wreck there. That's the second time I've done that in this playthrough. This guy isn't going to last much longer. What we may actually do is I'm going to get the Rooster out of here, and we're just going to get another ship in to finish the fight. So when you've got more than one attack ship, you can actually retreat from the combat and send in your alternates. Now, I don't actually need to use this AP. Oh, it's the laser guided I was going to use. This is the laser guided. So once you fire the shot of the laser guided, you can actually direct it in. I'm not very good with it when it's such a fast ship. I can't do it at all. Let's just go back to normal HE rounds and finish this guy off. And he's down too. That's a missile carrier group taken out. Again, you can see how easy it is to make mistakes in this game. I had my fleet in slightly the wrong position, and they got hit by an A100 missile. The A100s probably need to be mounted on something else as well. Now, I want to loot this town, but we're going to have to do it very fast. I want to get these two D80 mullets, and I want to get the fuel so we can get out. Everyone else is going to head south, because those strike fleets that we saw, they're going to be heading in this direction. You guys head down here. There's tons of fuel here, which is great. We need to get out of here quickly. But what I want to do is land in this town and get everything I can out of it. Okay, that's the fuel. We'll grab this mullet. We're going to let the survivors die. We just can't afford to grab them right now. The fuel is essential for getting this fleet out of here as quickly as possible, and there's a lot of fuel available. Silent strike alarm is through the roof right now. Just slightly got the range wrong on the Fenix radar. I'm going to try and upgrade that to a bigger radar, and we need to upgrade the speed on the Great Evil King as well if we're going to be using it to instigate close range missile attacks like this. Hopefully I can get this mullet before the ammunition explodes. Doesn't look like I'm going to. No. Okay, we've got one mullet. Let's quickly land. I don't have time to repair these ships, but wow, I'd like to repair the Lone Badger. It took a big hit in that fight, but the Rooster is undamaged, which is great. We're probably going to limp this fleet back to the Hidden City. Oh, we actually have an event as well. So much is happening in this episode. Elaine Garb. The city's doyen approaches you, bowing repeatedly. He presents you with a flowing robe embroidered in gold. Even from afar, you can tell that it is a veritable masterpiece of incredible luxury, made with exceptional skill. One of my father's master tailors made it, and money cannot buy a robe such as this. I wonder how this doyen got his hands on it. Dressing as Geralt royalty will impress the Aleems greatly, but the Romani may find it distasteful. So if we check my worldview, I have a worldview of the Romani of 2, but I have a Aleem or Geralt worldview of 0. And I think I'm quite happy to trade my one Romani worldview for one Geralt worldview, because I think having one in everything is better than having 2 in something. So I'm going to start wearing the clothing. The Vox Populi will not like this. Your people are against -4, and people are against insulting the Romanis, but I still think I'm going to wear it. So my Geralt worldview goes up by 2. My Romani worldview goes down by 2, but the net gain or loss is nothing. There is a what's for hire here? We've got a I can't mouse over it properly. We've got a Yars, so we've already seen one of these. That's a good ship to find. Cheap as. We've got a Lightning, because they're the best ship in the game. And we've also got a Fearsome, which is a corvette we haven't come across. It's kind of like what I've refitted my Lightnings up to, but it only has 2 engines. Must have more engines than 2. Just showing 2 do 30Ss. Yeah. But we're not interested in that. Let's just check our supplies. Do we have enough fuel to get out of here? Right now we have enough fuel to head south of Tushan, but maybe not quite enough to hit this hidden city, just looking at this. So what we might do is we might just top up the fuel tanks completely. And get that fuel and get out of here as soon as we can. Meanwhile, this fleet here... Oh, dear. Right, where's that thermal signature coming from? This is bad. I see it. There's still a fleet out here. The range on the IRST scanner is about 500 kilometers. There's something giving off a thermal signature down here. It might be missiles. I think we've been dodging missiles. If we just turn on the Fenix radar for a second, how much range do we have here? We could maybe... There's nothing showing up in it that I can see. Nothing's showing up... the radar's not long enough distance, though. I think we're about to get hit by a missile strike in Sadie. I think we need to get out. We don't have enough fuel. We're going to have to sit and wait until we've got enough fuel. Either that... Okay. If I just send the Dreams of Ishi and the Rooster, I have enough fuel to get them to Tushan. But that means leaving behind the Lone Badger. However, if I don't do this and there are missile strikes incoming, I'm going to lose all 3 ships. I think I have to roll the dice here, and I need to evacuate the Rooster and the Dreams of Issy. Now, let me just check. If the Lone Badger got fully repaired, or even without full repairs, can it make it to Tushan on its own with a full fuel tank? Yes, it can. Okay, that's important, because I can sit and let it refuel if it's not an attack, and it can limp home on its own. But these guys need to get out of here now. They have to get out of here. So we're leaving behind the Lone Badger. Because we're leaving behind the Lone Badger, I'm going to actually order some repairs on it. Or do I want to do that? It's just taking so much damage. Well, how much is it going to cost, really, is the question. I'm quite happy to build this version of the Lone Badger. It's going to cost 200... It's going to take 27 hours. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. You need to get to the hidden city. You can fly. You're light enough. Let's just get you refueled and get you out of there. Okay. So we've got... we've picked up an infrared... Oh, wow. Sorry. A lot is happening. Look at my infrared, my IRST scanner here. Look at this spike. Oh, no. It's okay. The spike is us taking off. It'll go away in a second. The spike is us taking off. There you go. It's all right. The spike was just us. It was our own engines we were detecting there. I was very scared for a second. All right, the Wasp, do you have enough fuel? Yeah, I'm just going to collect everybody here, get fuel, and we're just going to move south as a group. And then once we've got... well, actually, the Lone Badger and the Rooster and the Dreams of Ishi can actually just do their own thing. They can start taking towns, so I might send them up to Abad to take Abad once they've reconvened here, and just make some noise once the silent strike alarm's gone off. Or they could actually head south to Resht. And take Resht. Yeah, they'll join the fleet down to Aktak and they'll get working. The one ship I'm worried about is the Lone Badger. Now, he's fully fueled himself. There is a ton of fuel sitting here that I've bought. We'll come back and get it later. For now, we'll get this guy out of here. He's going to limp home on his own. I don't want him with the rest of the team. I don't know what those... The only thing I can think that those IRST detections contacts were incoming missiles. Now, okay, now we've got an Elant. Elant 1. What's the direction? 270. Okay, this is cool. Okay, we're getting close to the end of this episode, but I'm not going to finish. This attack isn't over yet. Let's just quickly do this. So we know that Elant on our ship is a range of 1,500, and the distance is 270. That puts us pretty much bang on to Baal, look. Bang on to Baal. So VARYAG is heading east to intercept us. So we need to get out of here. Let's just keep an eye on this Elant as everybody moves in. We're going to land, we're going to refuel, and we're going to get out before they get too much closer. We can send planes out to intercept them if they get closer. If this gets to 2, I'm going to send out a lone plane to scout. The only bonus is that... Oh, Tushan just got dangerous. That's not good news. I have to land and refuel. Because I've got so many Skylarks, I can actually try and pin down the location of VARYAG as well. Now that we're landing, I would really like to rearm the Great Evil King, but I'm not ready to use A100s yet. I need to increase its top speed and its range. Okay, we can actually detect attack group. Nearest tactical group, where is that coming from? I can't see them on the map. Can you? Oh, here they are. They're all up here. It's a missile carrier. That's fine. Okay, we've now got a new angle. They're at angle 300. So let's just redo this. So they're still at long range, but they're now at 300 degrees, which puts them around here. I'm just drawing lines out to 1,500. So they're somewhere in here, right? They're somewhere around here. I'd put them in this circle here. What's the range in our planes? If I just send out an LA-29, we'll put some rockets on it. It can scout this area and come back. Let's see what it can find. We'll wait for the fleet here to refuel. As soon as they've got enough fuel to get to ACTAG, they're getting out of here. I want everyone back in the hidden city to repair and rearm. Or just out of danger. Still at Elant 1, still at 300 degrees. Fuel's slowly creeping up. Do we have enough to get to ACTAG yet? Not yet. The Lund Badger's about to land. Plane is getting into the region that we think the enemy are at. Now we have to just be very aware of the range of this plane. I want to fly it backwards and forwards a little bit, just to see if it can pick up the target. Let me just see if I need a new bearing. Bearing is still 300. So they might be a bit more further north than I thought they were. Let's just head this direction. Just want to watch this range. I think I want to send them back when they get to about 2,000. Let's just check the range of this fleet, if it can now head south. Not quite yet. We might need to actually purchase more fuel. Did I fully purchase all the fuel that was available here? No, I didn't. Wanted you guys to get enough fuel to get to ACTAG. I can send the Skylarks out to refuel independently in the future. Oh, we found them. We found VARYAG. We found VARYAG and they don't know where we are. This is very, very good. All right, let's scout VARYAG out with our fighter, and then I think what I want to do is, since I can do it, I want to send out the rest of my fighters with 250 kilogram bombs. Why can't I select them? Hang on, select here. 250 kilogram bomb. Attack this. 250 kilogram bomb. Attack this. 250 kilogram bomb. Attack this. Now, I could try and sneak the Great Evil King northward and try and hit them with A100s as well. Did I even bother rearming? I don't think I did. Oh, let's get my thruster to full. Apologies if you can hear my dog in the background. She just wants out. Let's have a look. Did we rearm this guy? Yeah, he's not rearmed at the moment. I don't want to sit here for the amount of time it's going to take to rearm. Although we could put a KH-15P in because we know that they are broadcasting with radar, so we can actually load that. Basically, I want to launch all this and get out of here. Let's see how much damage we can do to this strike group. I'm certain. Oh, it's a huge strike group. Look at the size of those ships. Get ready to retreat this attack run as soon as I need to. Yeah, retreat. Yes, perfect. We got a missile strike off and we dodged the rocket. That was great. He only failed to fire one rocket. I'm totally happy with that. So he needs to get out of there. The rest of these guys are heading in. Hopefully they can detect them again. So this is VARYAG. There is not a VARYAG in VARYAG. We've got 0.9 hours until we've got the KH-15 rocket. And I think once we've launched that rocket, we're going to relocate. Do you know what could be so cheeky here? We could take Tabal. We know that VARYAG have just left Tabal, right? When we destroyed the garrison at Tabal. I think I'm going to take the Rooster and a Skylark and send them to Tabal. I'm going to give them enough fuel to maybe make it back again, or make it down to ACTAG if they need to. That's a lot of my fuel. You know what? Balls to the wall. We're just going to send them out to Tabal. Now, I know this episode has been going on for quite long. So what we're going to do is we're going to see these airstrikes hit, and then, or should we just end it there and make it, yeah. I think we're going to leave it here. We're in a very interesting situation. I know that I've been commentating in a panicked rush, but let's just very quickly just discuss the situation. we found another strike group heading. It's out of a city. It can't repair. It hasn't landed. It hasn't got a garrison to protect it. I've got 3 airstrikes coming in on it. Hopefully we can do some damage without losing them to sprints. I've got a missile strike preparing for it. And then I want to take Tabal from behind them. Tabal is a fleet HQ. We should get some rare modules there. We should be able to purchase more planes and more rockets. And we should be able to finish this strike group off. But that's what's going to happen in the next video. I know I promised I'd do refits this video, but things have just been happening. You also saw how not to do missile strikes, which I loved that happened. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.